So today we are looking at the Liya Linux 2.1. So this is the latest version of Liya Linux, so which is based on Arch Linux. So the Liya Linux is based on Arch Linux, and the country of origin it's called as global, so it's worldwide available. And also the desktop environment you get is the Cinnamon desktop environment. The codename for the Liya Linux 2.1 is Sia. So here is the boot menu options. So you can see here. So let me quickly boot it in the Intel AMD integrated graphics driver. So let's quickly boot it in it. So I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is a VMware with 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So you get the Cinnamon desktop environment. So it should take like a few seconds or maybe a minute, or it all depends on the Linux distribution. Like it's going to take like a 1 or 3 minutes in the booting process usually. So I'm going to mention as soon as the desktop layout is loaded. Sorry, I'm a bit of tired, so that's the reason my voice is like a bit of stuttering. So it's going to take a 1 or 3 minutes. I'm going to mention it. So it's an Arch based Linux distribution. So this is the latest ISO file. The ISO file is released like a few hours ago. So as soon as the ISO files are released, I'm going to make a video. Whatever the new Linux distro is available in the Linux market, there will be a video in my channel. So that's the reason I covered like a 3000 videos. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. And also if you have any topic, do let me know in the comment section. So before commenting in the comment section, do search in my channel that I already made that video or not, because I cover like a most of every Linux distro. So that's the reason. So if I didn't make a video on that, do let me know in the comment section. We can make a video on it. So the Cinnamon desktop environment will be consuming a bit lesser when compared to the GNOME or in the KD Plasma desktop environment. Bit lesser resources, and also the user experience will be very much smooth when compared to the virtual machines, because in some cases, in rare cases, there will be some hiccups like a laggy thing in the virtual machines. In a rare cases, most of the Linux distro will be performing way better, but in rare cases that thing happens. So here we have our desktop layout. It just took like a 1 minute 25 seconds. So here you should be seeing the welcome screen. So before going all through this, let's change the display settings first, and we can go through all the other changes. Preference, display. So my monitor is 1920 x 1080. So here is the guide. So let me close it. Let's even close this smiley thing. So I don't know what it is. It's a emote. So let's close this. So usually this shouldn't be opening in the beginning, but I don't know what's the issue. Let's change the display settings. So my monitor is 1920 x 1080. Let me click on apply. Keep this configuration. So we can't even move the emote application. So here is the installer. So as soon as you boot up, you should be seeing all these applications and all those things. So let's close. I don't know why it's opening, so I need to close it from the task manager. So do you really want to cancel? I want to cancel the installer and also the monitor. So let me close everything, and we can continue with the video. So let's go to the administrator. Let's open the task manager. So right now it's consuming like 974 MB. So here we have our task manager. So it's consuming like 964 MB. So here are all the processes running right now. Let's check the version of the task manager. So it's LX task 0.1.10. So let's keep the task manager in the right side corner, so you can see all the changes throughout the video. So CPU is around like a 10-15%. So this is the latest version of the Liya Linux, which I already made a lot of videos on this distribution. So before going to any other things, let's go to the official website. I'm going to show you all the downloading process and all those things. So we should be getting the Brave browser as the default browser. So usually you should be seeing Firefox or maybe the Chromium or the Chrome browsers in the most of the Linux distros, but in some cases there will be Brave browser. So as you can see, you should be seeing like a hiccups here and there just by moving the browser. So let's check the version of the browser first. About Brave, the version is 1.70.117. Chromium, which is 129. So this is the latest version of the Chromium. So let's go to the official website. Just type in like a Liya Linux. Liya Linux. So the search engine is from the Brave browser itself. So I don't know whether it's going to work or not, but let's try to open the official website. So here is our Liya Linux. So it shows as an error, but let's go to the SourceForge. So I downloaded it from the SourceForge website. So let's open the SourceForge. The first link will be always the official website. So just type in like a Liya Linux. And you should be seeing the project. So just type in like a Liya. And here is the 2024. Here are all the information like a 1 day ago. So the code name is Liya and the code name is Sia, sorry. Let's go to the files. Here is the Sia, the code name, 16 hours ago file, 3.9 GB. Here is the ISO file, just click on the download and here you should be seeing the download. So it's going to take like a few seconds and you should be seeing the downloading the ISO file here in the browser. So it's a 3.6 GB. I'm using a VPN and also I'm on the virtual machine, so it's going to be a bit slower, but you should be getting faster speeds. If you don't know how to get the faster speed, just go to the problem downloading and you should be getting the. Let me show you that. When you click on the ISO file, just click on problems downloading. So usually you should be seeing a lot of servers, but in this case it has only server or the only mirror here. So that's the reason you should be downloading from that server, or else you should be seeing a lot of servers there, and you can change it to United States or any other which will be near to you. So about the summary, here is the complete summary of the Liya Linux. It's a next generation Linux distribution built on Arch Linux. I already mentioned that. Liya is designed to provide a seamless blend of efficiency, security and simplicity, making the ideal choice for modern computing needs. With the user-friendly Cinnamon desktop environment, Liya offers a powerful and intuitive experience tailored to enhance productivity. So these are all the things. So as soon as you open the boot up the distro, you should be seeing some lot of pop-ups like it's kind of like a look to me like a malware thing, because the emoji application popped up for some reason. So usually emojis are not needed on the startup, but in some cases it's kind of looked like a malware for me, because as soon as we opened the Linux distro, the emotion or the emoji application opened up. So I already showed you in the beginning. So there was some issue. It's not a malware, but I don't know why they kept in the beginning. Usually the installer, when the installer is opened, it's okay, because sometimes we need to install in the beginning. So that's the reason the installer will pop up in the startup. It's okay, but emoji thing is like a kind of weird. I don't know why. So here are all the information. So here is the website, which is only available in the SourceForge. I thought there is a separate website, but you should be getting the website or the ISO files only in the SourceForge link. So I showed you how to download. Sorry, I'm a bit of tired, so that's the reason there is like a lot of stuttering in my voice. So I've been making videos without non-stop, like I didn't even sleep properly, so that's the reason there is like a bit of stuttering. So let's check other things. Let's open the terminal and let's find some other things like distro information and some other information. Let's open it. Let's make it bigger. So you should be having the Cinnamon desktop environment in this distro. It's an Arch based Linux distribution. So you already have the information here. Operating system is a Liya Linux. Kernel, you get the latest kernel 6.11, which is a mainline version, which is already mentioned here. Uptime is almost 19 minutes. Packages 1320, GHZ shell, and Cinnamon version is. I'm going to show you the Cinnamon version also. So let's type in inxi-sv8 to get some browser information, not the browser information, some distro information. So let me change the preference or the color of the terminal so you can see everything properly. Let me go to the colors. Let me load the preset, which is Linux console, or else like gnome light. I'm going to keep the gnome light and I'm going to go through all this information. So host, it says as a 2.1. So it's I'm running it on the live boot, so that's the reason it's just showing as a 2.1. So Liya Linux 2.1 is the ISO file I downloaded. Kernel version is 6.11.0. So let me show you the kernel version first, and we can continue with other things. It's based, it's a 64-bit architecture. So let me open the Linux kernel website. Just type in like a Linux kernel, and that's it. The first link will be the official website. And as you can see, the 6.11 is a mainline version. And if you want to know about it's a mainline, here is all the information. If you want the information of the release candidate, you can get all the information here for the stable and for the long term. Here are the long term information or the long term versions. End of life will be right here. So about the system requirements, you need to have like a bit of good resources in order to run. So same like a Arch based Linux distribution. So if you're using the Arch Linux with a desktop environment, you already know how much of resources you need. So it's clearly up to you. If you have like a low-end PC, if you want to try it, you can try it. So the system requirements are same as the Arch Linux with a desktop environment. So other things are like a compiler GCC version is 14.2.1. and desktop is a Cinnamon. Version is 6.2.9. I think this is the latest version, or maybe like a 6.5 or something. I don't really remember because I've been making a lot of videos daily, so it's pretty much very hard to remember every desktop environment versions. So GTK version is 3.24.43. In order to get the Cinnamon desktop environment version, you just need to type in like a Cinnamon desktop environment version in the search engine or the Google, and you should be getting the latest version information there. So that's the only thing. You don't need to worry about anything. You just need to search in the Google, that's it. And Muffin version is 6.2.0. You don't need anyone to give some information. You can just do your own research on the Google, so you don't need to trust on someone. You can easily find every information in the Google or in the like AI tools, or a lot of helpful tools are available in the internet. And LightDM version is 1.32.0. Distro, it says as a Liya, and the code name is Sia, which I already mentioned. So this is all the virtual machine information, which is unnecessary for the video. So system RAM 8 GB, already mentioned. Available is 7.7 GB. Used is 1.36 GB. So these are all some information about the memory. So here is the CPU, which is i5 1240p, and other things are unnecessary for the video, like vulnerabilities and all those things. Let's continue with the graphics. VMWGFX version is 2.20. And what else we have? Display is X11. Server is Xorg version 21.1.113. With the XVLAN version is 24.1.2. And here is the monitor resolutions. And EGL version is 1.5. OpenGL version is 4.5. Compact V version is 4.3. Mesa version is 24.2.3. And audio information, so here is all the audio information. Here is the ELSA. Pipewire version is 1.2.4. and what else we have? That's it. In the network, unnecessary, Bluetooth, RAID, partitions, sensors, repos. So it's clearly unnecessary for the video, but if you want anything, you can just pause the video and read everything. Keep an eye on the CPU and RAM throughout the video, so you can easily judge on your own whether to use this distribution or not. So do your own research before trying this Linux distribution, and if you're satisfied, then try it. So if you already have a well-known distributions running in your Linux distro without any issues, don't try to change any new things, because everything is same in the Linux distro. So there are some things like maybe security and stability wise, and other than about the animations and all those things, you can do all your things on your own. So you just need to watch some tutorials and you can customize on your own. So if you already have a stable Linux distro and which has support like a 3-4 years, don't try to ruin it by trying new Linux distros. If you have any issues, then go try to change it. But if you already running a good Linux distribution, you don't need to worry about anything. So let it run. If you want some customization, you can change wallpapers, you can change some panels and all those things. Just watch some tutorials and you can change according to your wish, and you just need some time to customize and you can do that. You don't need to go for any type of Linux distros if you already have a well-known distribution with a stable running Linux distro and also which has a good support. Then don't try to ruin it. So let's continue with the video. Here are some other information like a process 305, uptime is almost 10 minutes, and init system D version is 256. Here is a GCC version 14.2.1, GHZ version is 5.9, and INXI version is 3.3.36. So these are all the information we needed. So we got all the information here. So let's close it. Let me open the installer. Just double click it, you should be seeing the installer. So basically it opened in the beginning, so that's a common thing, but the emoji application opened. That's I don't know why it opened, so that's kind of weird. So let's check the version of the Calamaras. 3.3.8 is the version. Here is the language selection. So again, this is the same installation. So you already know, if you already tried the Calamaras installer, you know how to install. So if you're a new Linux user or a new Linux comer, then it's better to watch some tutorials in the YouTube. So there are like a short videos in the YouTube, like 2 minutes videos. It's better to watch those videos because I will be covering a lot of things in the distro. So I don't want you to watch just for the installation. You don't need to watch all my videos because I never made a specific installation tutorial video. I cover like almost everything, and also I don't remember in which video I installed Linux distro on the hard disk or a virtual disk because I made like a 3000 videos. It's pretty much impossible to remember anything. So here is the installer. Let's click on next. Choose your location. You can choose the map or you can choose the drop down menu. The system language will be set to American English, United States. If you want to change, you can change it or else keep it like a default. The numbers and date locales will be set to American English, United States. Again, same thing. If you want to customize, you can do it or else keep it like that. Click on next. Here you should be seeing the keyboard model. Choose your keyboard model. It automatically chooses your keyboard model, but if anything is wrong, you can choose your keyboard model on your own. And if you want to test your keyboard, you can type here. If you want to switch the keyboard, you can change it here. Choose the language for the keyboard. I'm choosing everything as a default. So here is the main thing. That's the reason I mentioned you to watch a tutorial video of installation. So you should be good with everything, but here you need to be very careful. So this first choose your drive or the installation destination wherever you want to install it. So if it's a virtual disk, you don't need to worry about it because you can delete the virtual disk whenever you want. But if it's a main disk or a SSD or anything like that, be careful while choosing. Choose the specific drive first. And if you want to go with the erase disk, so this option is basically it's going to delete everything in that specific drive. For example, like media files, photos, music, even the current operating system will be deleted. So that's the erase disk option. Here are the other things. And the manual partitioning is like you need to create a partition before choosing this option. And after choosing, you should be seeing your partition here and you can install it on that specific partition. And you should be seeing 2 operating systems in the boot menu and like a dual boot options. And also there is some issues running right now in the internet, that is like you should be having some issues with the dual boot for the Ubuntu and all those things. I really don't know what is the correct information, but that's the reason it's better to do your own research. There is some issue with the dual boot. A lot of users are complaining that it deleted something, so that's the reason. Do your research if you want to do with the dual boot, or else you can try it in the virtual machines. You don't need to have any issues. So that was some information. So this basically is single boot and this is like a dual boot. And here you can provide the password for the encryption or else just uncheck it, and the password should be same in both the boxes. The current drive will be like this. After installation it will be like this. And the bootloader location, here are 3 options. So if you watched the tutorials of installation, you should know what you are doing here. Click next. You need to create a user account here. Let me provide all those things. So it says what is your name. So I'm going to provide my channel name, 9to5 Linux. So if everything is good, you should be seeing a tick mark beside the boxes. What name do you want to use to log in? Like a unboxing. So if you choose the numericals, I'm going to show you first. So if you choose the numericals, it's going to give you a error symbol, which is your username must start with a lowercase letter or an underscore. So that's the reason you need to provide the alphabets. So what is the name of this computer? So if you want to change your name of the computer, you can change it. I'm going to keep it as a default. Choose a password to keep your account safe. So provide the password. For the sake of the video, I'm choosing the simple password like a 12345. So you need 6 numbers or 6 digits or 6 characters. The password fails the dictionary check because it's simple. I provided like a 1 to 6 numbers, so that's the reason. Always provide a strong password and try to write down the password in the note taking apps in the phones and you should be okay. And require strong password. If you want to check it, you can click on it or else just uncheck it. Log in automatically without asking for the password. If you want, check it or else uncheck it. Use the same password for the administrator account. If you want the same password as the above for the administrator account, you can check it or else provide another password. And after clicking on next, here you should be seeing all the summary of whatever you chose in the previous installation steps will be right here. If anything is wrong, just go back and fix it, and if everything is right, click on install. And it's going to take like a 20 to 25 minutes on installation. It will be lesser when you have like a recommended requirements. If you have like a low-end PC, it's going to take a bit of more time. And about the system requirements, which I already mentioned, if you're using Arch Linux, so the same requirements will be in the Liya Linux also. And always get the system requirements with the Arch Linux with the desktop environment. How much of requirements you need for the Arch Linux with the desktop environment. So that much of resources you need for this Liya Linux. So if you ask me how to get the correct information, so I'm going to guess the system requirements. Like you need to have like a maybe 4 GB of RAM or 2 GB of RAM. It depends because sometimes in the 2024 you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM in order to run all the Linux distros. About the processor, you need to have like a 2 GHz processor, like a dual core or more. And about the hard disk, you need to have like a 40-50 GB of hard disk. And the monitor, you need to have like a 1366 into 768. And graphics, you already know. These are all the things you need to have in order to run most of the Linux distros, like a 70 to 80% of Linux distros. So that was the installation. And also this is the stable ISO file. In the 99% of cases, the installation will be properly installed. If you download the beta version or unstable version ISO files, in rare cases there will be some issues on the installation, maybe crashes, and also screen may go frozen, and also installation application may crash. So if that's the reason I always mention, if you're a normal user, always go with the stable ISO file. If you're a distro hopper or a Linux tester, you can try whatever you want because you will be trying in the virtual machines or a PC which you usually don't work as a main PC or work PC. So that was the installation. Let's close everything. Let's check some desktop features. So you get the Cinnamon desktop environment. So everything is same here. So I kept everything as default. I didn't change anything. So about the desktop backgrounds, let's change the backgrounds. So you should be getting same as the Cinnamon desktop environment wallpapers. As you can see, there are a lot of wallpapers available right here. You can change whatever you want here. So there is no problem with the backgrounds. You get a bunch of backgrounds here. Choose whatever you want here. So I'm going to choose this one. So it kind of looks beautiful, like a mountain and all those things. Mountain with a lake and kind of city thing. So it's good wallpaper here. So everything is default here. And you should be getting some dock in the panel. And about the settings, you can go change the settings. And about the panel settings, here are the panel settings. And about the applets, you can click on the applets. So it's clearly customizable. You can do whatever you want. If you want to remove a panel, you can remove. You can add a panel like a left, right, or a top side. So it's clearly customizable. It's clearly up to you. So here are the applets. You can add, you can remove, you can even download. If you want, you can search. Let's close it. Here is the panel information. So if you want to auto hide, if you want to customize, you can do whatever you want here. So everything is kept as a default. And about the system settings, we already saw the backgrounds. Here are the effects. If you want to customize, you can customize. Here are the font selections. Here are the themes. If you want to add or download, you can download it from here. Here are the settings. So if you want to go to the mouse pointer, you can click on it here. you can change, and icons you can change. About the desktop, it's clearly customizable. If you want to customize, you can customize according to your wish, like this. So let's check what are the pre-installed applications you get in the Liya Linux. Let's scroll it. So these are all the applications you get. So most of them are from the Cinnamon desktop environment, and other are from Liya Linux. So you don't get any bloatware. In my point of view, I don't think these are all bloatware, because most of them are from the Cinnamon desktop environment. About the applications, there are nothing added from the Liya Linux other than the Brave browser and some applications. Other than that, everything is same. I don't see any bloatware or anything like that. So it's a good Linux distribution in my point of view. So if you want to get all the information, do your own research. If you are satisfied, then go with the installation, or else just skip this Linux distribution, because there are a lot of Linux distributions available. Or else you can just go with the Linux Mint or the Ubuntu or the Zorin OS. There are a lot of distributions which are well known. So it's clearly up to you what distribution you want. If you ask me, I'm not going to recommend any of the distributions, because it's your PC. You need to be responsible. Do your own research, and I will always mention it that it's always go with the go with the well-known distributions, because if you had any issues in your PC, so there are a lot of people who are available to help. They are good people who want to help others if you had any issues. So if you download and install the well-known distributions, they can easily help you get all those bugs fixed. Or else if you download some random distributions, then it will be very hard for them to even help for you. So that's the reason, always go with the well-known distributions. Don't go with the looks or anything like that. Always go with the stable things, and also which has a good support, like a 3-4 years, and also well-known distribution. So even in the forums, people love to help for you. So that's the reason, always go with the well-known distributions. Don't blindly trust on someone's video and go with a distribution which is kind of fancy. Always go with the distributions. That's the reason I always mention you to. That's the reason I always tell in my channel that it's your PC. You need to do your own research. And also, I never recommend any type of Linux distributions. I always say go with the well-known distributions, and always say you need to go with the stable Linux distributions. Never go with the fancy things and all those things, because they try to attract you to download their Linux distros and try to get your privacy and all those things. I don't want to go all deep. So that's the reason, always go with the well-known distributions which are from like a 10-15 years. You can get help from the forums and also from the developers also sometimes. So that's the reason, always go with the well-known distributions. So here are the updates and also browser and all those things. So operating system, which I already mentioned, we already discussed everything about these things in the terminal. So here is some information about the system information. And here you can see all the applications. If you want to install, you can install it here, like a GIMP and all those things. Here are the details, dependencies and files, install. So you can install whatever you want here, and the installed applications are right here with the versions. So you should be seeing all the versions right here. If you want, you can just pause the video and read everything about the versions. I don't want to show all the applications because it's going to take a video lengthy, and it's going to make a video lengthy. So these are all the packages with the versions information. You just need to pause the video, or you can change the playback speed to 0.25 to see everything in a slow-mo. And we got all the packages information here. And about the updates, let's check about the updates after this. So they're still going. You should be seeing the letter Z, and that's it. And about the updates, here are the updates. So it's taking a bit of time here to check updates. So instead of waiting, let's check the about of the PAMAC 11.7.1.1-1. So this is the version you get. And about the customizations, you can customize here by clicking on it. If you want software mode, you can go with the software mode. So there was a loading, and when I click on it, so it's going to freeze the screen, and it's going to take a minute. So even in the beginning there was some issue. So it was not an issue. I can't close the emoji application in the beginning, so that's the reason I went to the task manager and closed it. So here are the total download size for the update. Here is the OS update. So here you can see all the information. And about the customizations, you can change the preference, you can install from the local packages. About the third party, so I kept everything as a default, so there is nothing changed here. If you want to refresh database, you can do it. If you want to view history, you can click on it. So everything is done here, so let's close it. So it's consuming like a 1 GB of RAM, so that's a good work. And what else we have? So you get the only Office. Let me do a stress test by opening a bunch of applications, because a normal user will be opening like a 3 or 4 applications at once, so that's the reason I'm going to do it. So basically is a stress test is like opening a few applications to see whether there will be any crashes or maybe high resource consuming in the task manager like that. So I'm going to open a few applications here. So you don't have like a Blender or anything, but let's try to open whatever the applications are available in the Linux distro. So after opening a few applications, you should be seeing CPU went to 40% and the RAM went to almost like a 1.6 GB. So I think in my point of view, after seeing all those things, even if you have like a less resources, you can run this distribution. But do your own research before trying these distributions. And if you ask me why you're trying these distributions, I don't have any topic, and I will be making just videos for the YouTube. Other than that, I really don't use this distribution. So that's the reason I always highlight this thing. It's your PC, you need to do your own research, because I will be just making a video, and after the video I'm going to use another Linux distro. So it's clearly up to you. For your privacy, you need to do your own research. I do this for the money, so that's the reason I want to be clarity. I want to give you proper information, so that's the reason I always mention. So I will just use this distribution just for the video, and after that I will be going to another distributions, because I will be posting 2 videos daily without missing. And just I will be using for like a 40-50 minutes, and after that I will be deleting the ISO file and I will be doing another video. So I'll just do these videos just for the money, but it's your PC, you should be very careful for your privacy and all those things. Always go with the well-known distributions. Don't try to trust on anyone, even if it's me. Never trust anyone on the internet, because we don't know each other on personal. So that's the reason. Always trust on your own thing and do your own research and try to get all the information on your own. And always go with the well-known distributions. Never go with the fancy things, or a lot of Linux distributions try to attract you for doing such things to get some information from you. Always go with the well-known distributions. I'm saying it again and again. I don't want you to get in trouble, or I don't want you to get some issues from the distributions. So that's the reason. Always go with the well-known distributions. I never recommend any type of Linux distributions from my channel, so I am again saying it again and again. So never trust anyone, even if it's me. Always do your own research. If you're satisfied, then go with the distributions installation, or else just use it as a live boot or maybe in the virtual machines and throw that ISO file and get another distribution. So there are tons of distributions available in the Linux market. You don't need to just sit on some single distribution. If it's a well-known distribution, if it's a stable Linux distro which is like a 4 years of support, like a 3 years, 4 years, then go with the distributions, or else just delete that ISO file and go download another Linux distribution. So this is how it's consuming resources. CPU usage 10%, process, these are all the processes running right now, and RAM is almost like a 1.6 GB. So when we switch the applications, everything is opening instantly without issue. So this is how it performed on my PC. I'm going to check all the information about the applications and I'm going to end the video. Nemo, you get the 6.2.8. And about the release notes, there is no release note, so that's the reason I opened and showed you all the applications. Here is the only Office version, 8.1.1.27 deb. So there is no release note, so that's the reason I don't have any information. But if I get any release note information, I'm going to provide it in the description. So at the end of the video, this is how it performed in my PC. And I think I'm going to end the video here. And also I will be posting another video today, because I will be posting 2 videos daily without missing. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. So as soon as the video is posted, you should be getting the notification. So that's the reason, always turn on the notification. You should be getting all the information. So as soon as the new ISO files are released in the Linux market, you should be seeing a video in my channel. So that's the reason, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, or else you can just watch the video and check another channels. I don't have any issues. It's clearly your opinion. So I'm going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So let's go to the logout screen. So about the, you should be seeing the logout screen. So there is no password or anything. About the sessions, here you should be seeing the VLAN, which is experimental software rendering, and about the accessibility, these are all the accessibility, date and time, and there is no password. So you just need to click on login and it will be logged in. So thanks for watching. Peace out.